greatness, it's just something we made up. Somehow we've come to believe that greatness is a gift reserved for a chosen few, for prodigies, for superstars, and the rest of us can only stand by watching. You can forget that.
Well, I want to be a race car driver someday. It's a great sport. It's all I've ever known, racing.
You see Amanda Sherman slowly creeping in. And the 44 gives a bump to the 86. The 86 retaliates. I love it. And Amanda Sherman just drives off with a big old smile on her face. Meanwhile,
the manor, boys.
Unbelievable.
Ask any racer, any real racer. It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Shop Talk Live from T&A Motorsports. This is episode number 24, I believe. So, yeah, that's fun. That's a lot of episodes. We're joined by the number 89, Phillip VanVleet. How you doing tonight, Phil?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Doing good.
Thanks for having me.
As you can see, we're missing quite a few of the T&A members tonight. Terry had a little disappointment. He's in pain, and Aaron didn't get a top 10, so he won't be here. Actually, he was going to be in here. He just got called into work a couple seconds ago, right before we went live, and joined by my beautiful wife, Amanda. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. I'd like to throw a happy belated birthday out to Phillip, by the way.
No, that's today.
It is today. I thought it was yesterday.
It is today.
Well, then today,
no,
happy birthday.
Yeah, they were talking about it like early birthday present last night.
Well,
if I ran
almost
good,
was,
so
almost was.
almost. So.
Yeah, you were up there pretty good for quite some time. So
yeah, it was good for a while.
We'll definitely be getting all of that.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you want to get started, Amanda?
Well, really, I'd like Phillip to get started. We were chatting a little bit before. Do you want to talk to us and let us know how you got into iRacing, some of the fun things that you work with for equipment, stuff like that?
Yeah, actually, I've been racing NASCAR online since 96, very first NASCAR racing from Sierra. I did a little bit of online racing on Hawaii, so I've been around quite a while. I still have all my original CDs from the very first game all the way up to 2003. Yeah, seriously, CDs. They're actually on the shelf right behind me here. So, yeah, I've been racing off and on all along. I even have a copy of the ARCA 2008 from the Sim Factory. So that was something that happened before iRacing. Been with iRacing, 2008. So one of the original ones.
Nice.
Yeah,
so,
dang, I didn't even realize it was out then.
Yep. So it's been quite a while.
Awesome.
Equipment-wise, I ran VR for a while, quite a while actually, and I started having some problems with vertigo, and I thought it was maybe I needed to switch from the Oculus Rift that I had. I had the first edition, so I got an Odyssey Plus. That didn't seem to correct the issues, so I had to get out of that, and now I have a ultra-wide Odyssey G9. So the VRs are both for sale if anybody wants them. They're still in they're still in their original boxes. So let's see. Equipment wise, I have a Fanatec CSL Elite steering wheel and shifter. I upgraded to the Fanatec V3 pedals.
Do you have
that's pretty much it. No, don't not the inverted ones, but and then I have a home built computer, so it's i9. I have a 2080 Ti video card and everything. So, yeah, butt kicker, the whole ball of wax, track racer rig. So
dang.
Yep.
Look at you go. Very nice. You should get the old
So.
CD games, like, put into a poster frame and hang them on the wall to cover up that dolphin sign or banner you got
Whoa.
behind you.
No.
We'll get in that later.
Actually,
Probably worth more
I
money.
I have to hang my jerseys up yet. I have a Kick, I have a Zonka, I have a Jason Taylor, and a Bob Greasy yet. I have to hang on the wall in there.
Nice. All great players.
Oh yeah.
Mark asked if you were in iRacing beta because he thinks it didn't go public till 2009.
Yes, yeah. I was in the beta program for a little while.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Work kind of took me out of that. I was one of the originals that started that, but the way work was going and hours changing and everything else, I kind of had to get out of that. But yes, so.
Nice.
He also asked, did you give the VR a while to see if it evened out? Because, you know, we've noticed with our
Yeah.
friends, too, who jump in, they get in, they're like, I feel sick, I can't do this.
No, see, I was, with Oculus Rift, I was fine for, a couple of years anyway that I had it. And then I just started developing problems, even not just in VR, it was outside of here, so.
Well, at least you can still enjoy it, and you found a different way to do it. So,
Oh, yeah, yep.
assuming
Yep,
you're happy
yep.
with the new screen and everything.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it's pretty awesome. I got a really good deal on this, or I would have never bought it, so.
Very
So,
nice.
yeah.
So, talking about that, where are you from? And if you don't mind disclosing, like, everybody likes to know what people do for work and all that fun stuff.
Sure. Originally born and raised in Battle Creek, Michigan. That's where I reside. I actually work for the city of Battle Creek in the Public Works Department. I'm a water plant treatment operator for the city of Battle Creek. So we treat all the clean water, not the dirty water, clean water, for the city of Battle Creek. So
Very
nice. we treat water for about 70,000 people. So
Wow.
have the capacity of making 20 million a day. So
Oh, wow.
20 million gallons. So,
And you said prior when we were chit-chatting, you've been there for like 20 years or something?
yeah, almost 20 years. Yeah, I had to find a government job in order to get a retirement because I had two places that I put over 10 years in shut down on me. So I had to play catch up for ever since I started with the city of Battle Creek for
And
retirement. so.
Government's going to outlast us all, so.
There you go.
Always
And
be there.
everybody, it's a guaranteed job because everybody needs water. So, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Yep.
Man.
That's how I feel because I got back into working on the foreclosed houses. Same thing. People aren't going to pay their mortgage.
Yep.
Well, it's fun to have unique, interesting jobs, and it's cool to hear what you guys all do and the different things, because sometimes people forget everybody's a normal person. They have long work days,
Right.
they got things going on, family, all
Yep.
that stuff, and I'm sure your
Oh, yeah.
job can get very stressful at times. You got a lot going on with it, so.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And to answer your question, Rob, it could have been part of it.
Are you able to see the comments, Philip?
No, I'm not.
One of our friends asked Corey, do you think your accidents were caused by the pain you felt from watching the Dolphins lose again? So, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a tough one yesterday.
I was very curious. So, from what I recall,
What's up, Dave Seats?
I saw you first pop up in the entry league because we were like, oh, who's this Philip guy? Like, oh, okay, cool. Got somebody else. He's in this week. He's in the week after. How did you stumble across the entry league and or BPL?
That had to be when. Well, I'm a member of ASRL. I was racing there. Somebody told me about it. So I said, well, I'm going to check this out. See what's up. I'm actually one of I can't remember exactly when I joined ASRL, but Rick Thompson might have some input on that. But I'm one of the guys from way back when they first started. So
Nice.
and then when Rick took over this year to start it back up, I said, yeah, I'm game. So yeah.
We
So-
really want to get back into that. We've just been so hectic during the week and everything with both companies, and it's just we're shot by the time it comes around, but we're getting resituated again, and because we really enjoy it. Well, in the beginning, he would get frustrated because he hates green flag pit stops, and it's such a smooth race every time in ASRL. He's like, I am so sick of not having cautions and not being able to pit during them. So, but
Right.
definitely, it's a great league, and definitely gave me a lot more seat time to learn more of these tracks. And yeah, no, that's awesome. And I do remember as well, I was running the entry league races with you guys, and Corey and Aaron kept noticing like your persistence, and you kept coming back. You weren't
Well, he kept
disconnecting.
getting in a lot of crashes.
You were a magnet for other
But he
people.
Wasn't my fault.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You got caught up in everything. We started
Yep.
making jokes about it.
Yeah.
And
But-
so that's why we pushed for you
That's-
to get in the main BPL league.
Yeah. That's all you can do. I mean, what are you going to do?
I would say
just keep on. So,
that was the ultimate loyalty outside BPL, was watching you
Yeah.
in the entry league, just going, okay, just
Yeah.
10 minutes of damage, I'm going to get right
Well.
back in and keep running.
yeah. I'm not a quitter. Well, even when we had an ASRO race at Gateway, I got caught up in a incident from somebody else, and I had over 50 minutes of damage. But I stayed there, waited it out, and I was out there and running the last 20 laps. So,
Yeah.
And I think the only one I ever parked, I had the blown engine in the BPL one, because I just you just can't sometimes. But no, I like that you got into the league. I think you're a very clean racer, very talented, and you had a hell of a run going last night. Like we were chatting before, I looked down at my relative box. I'm like, Jesus, what's Phillip doing flying up here? I think you're a 4th or 5th or something.
yeah.
So
I was high as 4th. So,
yeah, let's jump into last night. How was your race? I mean, it looked great for a very long time.
Yeah, it was. I just biding my time, trying to conserve on the tires, trying to make them last 2 fuel runs. Running real good, top 10, even in the top 5. Had a green flag pit stop. I was calling out, and unbeknownst to me, Taylor was going down into the pits, roughly right in front of me, and instead of trying to make the pit stop, slamming on the brakes, either taking both of us out, I just continued on him back around and trying to catch speed back up. And then when I got back, yeah, I just couldn't do it. So I got back up to speed, come around on the back stretch, and ran out of fuel. So I ended up coasting into the pits, and that was the race right there. So we could never get another caution after that. So.
Yeah,
Oh well.
because you were up there, you were running consistent, you were flying right along, and
Yep.
it was definitely a tough fuel strategy race when it came to that. But I would commend you for that, because I don't think there's a ton of people that wouldn't have attempted to try to just lock them up and swerve in there. So
No.
appreciate that.
Yeah, I
just
break.
along with
Yeah, I
probably a lot
break.
of other people.
Yeah, I brake pretty late in the pits, and then especially at Dover, and there was no way I was going to make that work, so I just bit the bullet and continued on around. So, oh well.
Man, well, so it didn't kill. Oh, are we making fun of somebody?
Yeah, Rick's making fun of Terry and Aaron, saying they're on a pro date.
Yeah, doing a Smokey and the Bandit taffy run.
That's why Terry's mouth
There you go.
I'd say,
Ouch.
though, after everything, it didn't completely kill your race. I mean, we had, 31 drivers. You started 12th, ended 15th, so,
Yep.
you know, you fell back a bit, but not awful. I mean, you fell right in line, so you were able to
I gained a
hang
few
on.
spots back. I think I was back as far as 20th after that, but I was able to climb back up a little bit. But
Yeah, you had 4
Yeah.
stage points, so you did,
Yeah.
was that, do you remember if that was first stage or second stage?
it would have probably been the second stage, I think.
And let's see, where are you in points? Did you move in points? Terry's good
nope.
at looking at a lot of these. Yeah, if you've got the point screen on there.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, so you held, you're in 32nd.
Yeah.
You've done 7 races, 6 behind Sam, not terrible. But you know what? For 7 races, you're doing
Dave
pretty damn
Seats
well.
is catching me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did want to ask
points
too.
are points. You know, I don't care. I mean, whatever. I'm in it to have fun. race with a bunch of good people. I think BPL is a really great league to be in.
I was going to ask that. How do you feel about everything? Any suggestions or anything of the sort? I mean, because this is Shop Talk, so you could say, and Mark doesn't get upset or anybody else. It's Shop Talk. Chat about it.
I think BPL is the best league out there, to be honest with you. Just from the short time I've been here. I commend everybody the way they race. Some guys have a little issue here and there, but Cody, I'm not going to name you, but that's just a running joke, though, so that's fine. But no, I've really enjoyed my short time at BPL. Really have.
Well, I'm hoping you're back in for next year and everything as well.
Oh, yeah.
Things just keep moving up. So
as long as everybody will have me back, I'll be back. So
now, on that note, are you coming back in the Kool-Aid car? And why are you driving a Kool-Aid car? I don't think I've ever learned the story behind it. Anything particular that brought that pain along?
My youngest son used to love Kool-Aid, and he'd always say, "Oh yeah," all the time. So as a little bit of a joke, I had somebody paint that car, and then showed him the car, and he about died laughing. So I've been racing it ever since.
Yeah, it seems like everybody loves it. Rick and Chris loved it right out of the gates on the broadcast. They kept just popping you up on the broadcast just to look at it. It's very recognizable too. When I see it, I try to be extra careful too, because I'm like, I am not going to be one of those people that collect Phillip into a caution. Any significance behind your number?
Not really. I've raced that number off and on, a bunch of different leagues. ASRL. I believe I ran that number in MORL. 30 plus racing, I ran 89. Before that, I raced number 73, but that's Casey's number, and I just got away from the 73 with ASRL. So 89, I've been running that for quite some time. No significance. 73 was actually my football number in high school, so that's where that came from.
What position you play?
I played defensive tackle, also played some tight end on the offense. So we were two-way players back in the day. So, that's a long time ago. I graduated high school in 1978. So.
Can I tell you I graduated high school in 2000?
Yeah, go ahead. No.
Yeah, Derek, I'm going to start taking over your spot in BPL of crashing everybody out.
Yeah, I didn't even want to run next to Corey last night. He got near me. I'm like, nope, you can go around me. You are on that list tonight.
Dover's, for basically Dover's that track that you want to say you hate a track. I fucking hate Dover.
Well, do you want to talk about your race? Or?
Sure, I'll talk about my race. So it started off.
You started 16th, by the way.
I did start 16th. I was third fastest in practice. I don't know what happened in qualifying, but basically, long story short, we lost power at like 1:30.
No, it was like 12:30.
12:30. A box truck hit the pole down the road. So
we were intending on practicing.
I'm like, there is no way that they're gonna have that shit fixed by the time we go green. So we sat in the deck and we were watching football on my phone and having some beers and all that, and then. Also, the power kicks on at 3 o'clock. I'm like, I guess we got a race. Well, the Dolphins didn't play the 4, so I wanted to watch the Dolphins game. So I kept jumping in and out of practice, and I thought I felt good. But, yeah, by the time the race came around, hit the wall one time, tried to keep it up there, hit the wall again, came across the track, and then last one, I don't know if it was my fault. My second caused caution, because the way it was explained is... he came down, but I came up. I don't know. So when I heard that call, and I had like 5 minutes. First one I had 5 minutes of damage anyway, and I was slow as hell. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna leave it in the pits for the rest of the race.
Well, we ended up finishing 29th because you parked it, you didn't disconnect, which we had 6 disconnects last night. You finished 29th. You had 4 incident points. I believe It didn't give
Only
you a
4?
major hit in the standings. You're still 11th. You're 23 behind James Miller. So
No, he has the win.
well, he has a win, and then so 23. You're a fair amount behind Rick in 9th. So, but Dave Seats is pretty close to you, and I want to throw a shout out to Dave Seats and to Hamlin because they were both. I ran behind them for quite a bit in one of the stages because I saw what they were doing. They were going, they were letting off early and half throttling it, doing whatever they had to do to hold fuel or save fuel. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, but it seemed like that's what they were doing because that's what I was doing to avoid pit stops. And Dave, that was a spectacular run because you were cussing out Dover just as much as I was in the practice prior to it, and that was a great finish that you had there, Dave. Good job on that. Did you have anything else for your race?
I'll respond to Mark. He did come down and stop. But if you looked at the laps before that, he kept pinching me down the whole time when I was trying to pass him.
So now that he finished that, I want to go back to something we were joking about right before we came on. Phillip, Ty fully admitted it in the comments, so we can discuss it. Ty said, I almost took Phillip out because I thought the race was over. Yikes. Any comment on that, or do you want to let people know what happened there? Because I found it to be very amusing, because maybe if Ty practiced or looked a little bit ahead of time, he would have saw how many laps there was and all that.
Well, I'm just gonna say one thing. Ty, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, Ty. Fuck you.
Yeah, he thought the race was over, and he starts dooring Phillip, and Phillip's like, "What are you doing? The race isn't over. Stop hitting me."
Yeah, it was funny. I didn't realize it was Ty right off the bat when I kind of looked over a little bit and, who in the heck is doing that? What's going on? Oh, it's Ty. Oh, no wonder.
Like, what are you doing? Stop hitting me. We're still racing.
Yeah, it was funny. It really was.
At least it was the last lap, and there wasn't like 10 15 left. Mark just called Ty a penis, if it makes you feel better.
Yeah. I actually have YouTube up now. I'm seeing the comments.
Very nice. Good.
Yep.
Did you door Jamie too, Ty?
Ty's another one of those that I'm like, just go by me.
Yeah, there you go.
By me. I'm sorry, Ty. I'll admit it, but I'm like, just go. I'll lose a spot. Get away from me.
Yeah.
He took the white place.
Ty was thirsty and saw Kool-Aid, huh? That's fun.
So yeah, there was a couple of us that weren't in love with the practice, the 3 to 6 practice with the track, and I was having a hell of a time figuring it out. Corey gave me some tips, Aaron gave me some tips, and I will tell you what, Terry jumped in because we were the last in practice together, and he gave me some tips, and it kind of helped me out, and I got a little more comfortable with it. When I got into the race, I didn't qualify well, qualified 19th, which I'm fine with. I'd rather be in the back. Did not like the first stage. I was struggling, I was nervous, I kept sitting in my mind, I have to worry about my tires. By the time the second stage came around, I started getting a groove, and I said, okay, I can do this. I kind of figured out the fuel strategy, and I think I finished the second stage in 6. So I think that was the first time I've ever gotten real stage points. So I got 6 stage points for that. I was super excited about that, so it gave me a little more confidence. But again, we chatted about it earlier. I hate pit stops. I'm slow at them.
Yeah. So, I think that's the first time I've gotten any stage points, matter of fact. So
it was exciting, and I knew. I thought I was in 9th when the stage finished, so I was surprised when I saw the points in the standings. So, but being that excited, thinking I was even in 9th, I said, okay, well, I'm going to try my hardest to hold whatever position I can. I hate pitting under green because I lose so much time. I would rather coast through all the corners. And I stopped once in the third stage and fucking coasted every corner for 40 some odd laps and did not have to pit again. Finished 14th. I'm tickled pink with that for a short track because they petrify me. But I felt good about it, and I definitely had fun, even though this one kind of ruined the fun for me after the race because it was still grumpy as shit. So I watched the broadcast today.
Congratulations on the banner.
Thank you. I got the banner this week for a disconnect. Terry messing up his tire strategy and forgetting to unclick it. Corey parking it. I got the banner.
And Mark, I did not disconnect.
That also, for I think the second or third time going back to back, bumped me a spot above Buckover in the standings. Him and I have a little silly joke going, battling back and forth, who's going to take the standings position.
Well, I think the Shermans are in pretty far. Well, you're 11 points. Yeah.
I'm 11 ahead of Aaron
this
now.
year, and the Shermans are just dominating.
Yeah, that's
T&A
why I pretty much make
standings.
fun of Aaron. I'm like, Aaron, I just started racing in December, and you've been doing it for years, and I'm beating you in the points. So I was up one position. Aaron fell one. Aaron fell through for packet loss or something like that. He is now in 22nd, down one. Yeah. So Aaron started, where is his? No, started in 26th, ended 31st. Terry jumped up 2 spots into 27th. So he's making his way up. I think that had a little bit to do with the adjustments last week to the drivers that haven't shown up or anything. But we had a little rumbling around in the standings, which is always fun. But, yeah, Dover is definitely one of those races I would love to see to have more fuel next time, so it doesn't have to come down to fuel strategy, but
Just have to change the stages.
Yeah, gosh, though, it was exciting watching Jamie battling, and then the first stage, he was kind of feeling everybody out. Second stage, dominant. Third stage, dominant. And I could see him. He was running the same speed as me, like the last 3 to 5 laps, because I even said to him, go ahead and go around me. Tell me where you want me to go. And I looked, I go, he's not gaining on me. I'm like, oh, he must be really low on fuel if he's staying that far behind me. And he had a lot of space between him and the person at second. And when I saw him drop off, I was like, oh my God, Jamie's going to lose. I had no idea who was in second because they were so far behind him, I think 12, 13 seconds. The fact he ran out of gas and still coasted. I think he ended up with like 3.5 second lead still, but lost almost 9-10 seconds on it. And again, great job to Jamie because that's impressive and great. He had that much of a lead and still took the win home.
Whoa, Dave Seats. I got out before the final stage. Was there any cautions in the final stage?
No, there was no cautions after you parked it. So.
Well, I got out before the second stage.
There was no cautions in the final one. We had green
how
flag.
Many laps I do?
Yeah, we had green flag the whole way.
I only did 96 laps, Dave Seats, so don't blame me for your fuel strategy race. I got out before the end of the second stage.
Yeah, Dave, you and Hamlin were holding tight together. You stayed together. At first, I was thinking about trying to pass you guys. I'm like, no, I'm just going to tuck right in line behind Hamlin and just ride around with them. And then I was very impressed with one of the McAvoys. They stayed behind me for quite some time, and he was doing the same thing. He wasn't trying to fight for it, because at first I kept just looking up in the mirror going, ah, shit, when's he going to try to come take this position? And he didn't, because he must have been in the same situation. When I pitted in the third stage, I was at like negative 0.7. I'm like, I got a lot of gas I got to save here. And I think I finished the race with 0.1 left, maybe on the verge of 0.0. And yeah, you guys did a great job with your fuel strategy there, Dave.
Yeah, when I got out, I started watching the NASCAR race, and I heard her, she was going on. She has a actually really loud subwoofer. I put her in her rig, and I just kept hearing it cut off. I'm like, man, why is she clutching already? I just kept hearing it for lap after lap.
And I'm not very good at
after
clutching,
lap.
so I really mastered it after like 44 laps last night. So,
he didn't flip over me, Kyle. I was already gone out of that. The number 5 car spun in front of everybody, and he caused the accident.
short track or not, I mean, any of those tracks that aren't Daytona or anything like that, I don't know. Not really.
You get a chance, if you get a chance, look at the replay of that wreck, and you'll see me ducking underneath everybody and going right through that.
Boop, you went right through. Yeah, I did see that because I watched some of it.
That was a highlight reel there, buddy. Let me tell you.
I did go back and watch it when I got out. I'm like, let me see what it looks like on the broadcast, and then I was like, oh man, they're flying through the air here at Dover.
Yeah. Look at my in-car camera in that wreck. That's a highlight right there.
It was, Kyle. I did technically take him out. He tried to save it and then lost it on the backstretch there, and then everybody just ran into him. But I was already gone. I was probably in the front stretch at that point.
Yeah, it is a struggle when you're trying to gauge your tires and everything. And some
well,
of these
hopefully
people...
nobody flips at Martinsville.
Did we run Martinsville yet?
Oh yeah, we
that
run
was
that.
The one. Did we run it yet?
That's in the playoffs. No, we don't run it.
Okay.
Thank God we're only running it once.
I was just so super happy we had limited cautions last night and didn't have to go single file because I was worried I'd be in the back and then be back on like turn 3 all the way back there, and you're pretty much out of luck then.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a caution fest last night, and that caused the only 2 cautions.
Yep. Shame on you, Corey.
Yeah. I wanted to yell at him afterwards and stuff and be like, "What are you doing,
Derek,
you
I'm setting the bar high."
I can make it happen. Do you have any topics or anything that you want to talk about, Phillip? Anything interesting? Anything about the racing? What you prefer? What you don't like? Do you like
What's your favorite track?
Favorite track. Wow. That's kind of a toughie because I'll race anything. I'll race any car, any track, doesn't matter. I'm out there to have fun, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a road course, whatever. You know, I'll be slow no matter what on a road course. But you know, let's see, favorite track. Wow. To be honest with you, I kind of like Darlington.
He keeps telling me I'm gonna hate it, then I'm gonna
You
smack the
gonna
wall.
be dark horse for the last race of the season and get yourself a win?
Well, I don't know about that. Rick Thompson's racing, so we have a little inside joke with that one too. So remember the ASRL race there when I let him go low and I stayed high, and I guess I wasn't high enough. So
I know how that feels.
Yeah. So
Any
yeah,
track
it's all fun.
Any track that you hate, or not even so much hate, because it sounds like you like them all, or a track that you're just not comfortable on, that you don't look forward to.
Actually, I didn't like Dover, but last night kind of changed things. I've never really. I think Dover's a track you love to hate, but I don't know. That's a tough one to get around unless you get it right, and I seem to have gotten it right last night. Of course, I got to thank Mark for the setups he puts out. So I've been really comfortable with all the setups he's been doing, ASRL and BPL. I mean, they've been great setups for me. So, Dover, any of the road courses. I'm just not a road course guy. Yeah. I don't practice it enough. So
I'm not looking forward to the Charlotte road race. Not
the Roval?
Now
that's fun.
That one, I did a little testing in the what's the little V car, the whatever that little thing is.
Was it the Mazda one?
No, not the Mazda. The little open wheel 4-banger they have out now. The new one.
Oh, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about. That's some new stuff.
Yeah, that's the one that they run up Mount Washington all the time. But,
so, do you like it?
Formula V. There you go, Kyle. Thank you. Yeah. The Formula V. There was a little time trial thing, and so I was testing it out around that the Roval, and I don't know about that one. That's going to be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I've never done anything with it, so I'm always nervous before the road races because it's the memorizing the track part. I'm fine with. I've learned everybody's driving styles quick enough that I know with whomever's coming behind me what to do, or if I can hold my line, or if I have to move. I hate trying to memorize a track if I don't get time during the week to jump in and do a time trial or check something out. And that last minute, like, shit, I want to make sure I don't forget a turn, because It happens every road race. I don't know what happens, if it's just the repetitiveness of it, but I will zone out for a lap and then realize, oh shit, there's a chicane here. I did it over at Watkins Glen. I was running a beautiful race and then boom, boom, went right over the bus stop and got a couple X's for hitting the grass because I zoned out for a second.
What's up, Chris? Glad you could join us. Who else we got in here? We got Kyle, Dave, Derek. Yeah, Derek, why do you call me the King Killer? I mean, you guys got like 10 cars out there. Of course I'm going to hit one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, you were not the highlight of us last night for T&A, but I'd say Aaron paired up with you as well.
I beat Aaron.
Aaron ran his tires a little too hard, so that's one of those fun parts of the tire strategy, is not running them too much, but making sure you get as much life out of them as you can. And those are the things that I've been learning lately, and that's why I think I was so tickled pink with my finish. Was I'm finally learning things about strategy and figuring it out, and also just kind of listening in and stalking out some of the other guys while they're pitting and what they're doing, and kind of learning some of those things. Definitely hard though when you want to race and go full bore and you realize you can't, because you're like, oh, I know I could pass this guy, but if I do, I'm going to tear my tires up the next few laps trying to pass them. And that I definitely think is the biggest struggle with it, because I wanted to push it harder so many laps last night, but that self-control of not doing it, I had to keep pulling myself back. I don't know if that's something for you, if you've adjusted different ways of how you race once you've learned other people's racing styles.
Yeah, I've learned just to back up the corners. Now, last night, after the incident with the pit road thing, I was a little ticked off at myself and what happened. So I went out there that next run and really abused my tires. But so I learned my lesson with that. But yeah, I try, and I'm one of those that I'll back up a corner more than anybody, I think. And hopefully people have learned that so far with me, that I'm usually pretty easy into the corner. I'd like to save the tires that way. So, like I said, when I was running Dover last night, there was a lot of times I wasn't even braking. So even when I was running really good up front, just backing up the corners. So.
I wish Brian Dees was in here, not to interrupt, but I didn't realize it till I watched the broadcast today, but I was behind Dees when I saw him blow up, and I quickly was able to go around him because I saw that cloud of smoke coming out from the car. But apparently Brian Dees had a pit issue as well and took a header into the barrels, and was able to get the car back out onto the track, but it didn't last as long as he wanted, obviously. But I thought there would be some more issues than that with pit road, whether it was barrel hitting or crossing over each other. I don't know if anybody got speeding penalties, but that was a tough one there. We were chatting about it earlier. The communication sometimes gets, and like I said, I don't think Taylor did that maliciously whatsoever, and I think you agree as well. Sometimes people have so much going on in their TeamSpeak and Discord that they just don't hear it, which is frustrating in one sense, but it's good that they've got that camaraderie going and chatting to each other and helping each other through the race. But it is frustrating, like you said, when you're like, oh, I called it out twice and it still happened, because there's so much going on in people's own rigs.
See, when I called it out, I was on the backstretch, and then Taylor was probably already committed to the pit road, because he gets down lower earlier. And like I said, I had sort of my eyesight blocked by a car out in front of me, didn't realize he was there. And then when I tried to duck in late, like I normally do, he was already there, and there was no way that both of us could make it on pit road and not crash. So that's why I continued on around. So I don't fault him whatsoever. I mean, he was doing what he was supposed to be doing. So
I was very fortunate. When I needed the green flag pit, there was really nobody around me, and I get so happy when that's the situation. I actually start gauging it ahead of time, probably 2 to 3 laps before I have to pit. I start looking, I start seeing, my relative box, how close are they to me, because I am still terrible at it. I'm getting better, but I slowed down very early for it. I don't want to speed. I had a lot of speeding penalties in the beginning, locking them up, tagging a wall. So I actually sit there and I look, okay, I got 10 seconds on that guy. I can make it all the way to the end of my fuel run. Oh, shit, nope, here comes a whole pack. I'm just going to pit early. So it is definitely not fun when there's a surprise situation like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something I've been really working on with pin entry and everything like that, because I used to lose a lot of time. In my first 2 or 3 races, I was losing a lot of time on pit road.
Yeah.
And so I've been, just even self-practicing and testing and everything, doing a lot of that stuff just to try and get it as fast as I can. So
my problem is I go right through my pit a lot. That's mostly like I'm a lot better at getting on pit road. I'm more comfortable, not perfect, but more comfortable with a gaggle of cars around me.
Yep.
Especially because of, the Talladegas and Daytonas where I know I got to get in with a bunch of guys. It's I slowed down too early because there was at least 3-4 races in a row I spun right through my pits and I can't find reverse for the life of me, so I lose 10 seconds at a time trying to back into my stall. So that's where I usually struggle, is that. So I've been practicing that quite a bit. When I'm in the 3 to 6 practice, I don't just pull off. A few times I'll pull into the pits and then, recenter or reset into my box. But I've been trying to go as fast as I can and just, a couple stalls ahead, tweak it.
I use sim racing apps. There's quite a few apps in there that you can use, but there's a countdown to your pit box, and it works excellent for me.
See, I have the countdown, but then even with the countdown, I start slowing down too much. So I've just got to find that special little area where I can get to that certain speed and then just get slammed on into my box. So
Sure.
Yeah, and Chris, wasn't the whole track that was a problem. It was turn 2 in the back stretch I hit a lot. 3 and 4 in the front stretch were fine.
I tagged the wall a lot in practice, and that's where Terry helped me. I was getting so frustrated. I'm like, what the fuck? I'd be really fast, and then 2 laps later, just slam into the wall, and I kept going up, and it would just hook back out and then slide back into the wall. And then finally he even said, he's like, you're getting in the throttle too early. And I know that's what causes it. But when you're in your tunnel vision and you're practicing, but for him to actually say it again, well, he jumped into my cockpit and watched. He goes, you're horsing it too. He's like, just get in. I know, wait till I get straight to get full throttle. But sometimes I get into that zone where I see how fast everybody else is in practice. And I'm trying to get it, but I'm just practicing those bad habits over and over again. So
what's up, TVB?
Well, Dak, here's the deal.
Yep, gotta diamond the corners. That's what I was doing at Dover. Letting it float in, let it slide up a little bit, and then come right down. And I was coming out low out of 2. That's why I never touched the wall. Same way in 4.
And that's where I was definitely, Terry pointed that out, and Aaron too. I am a sucker for that inside line, so I'd run the wall and I'd cut down early, and I wasn't giving my car a chance to hug it and glide through it. And then I was struggling to come off of the turn, so they kept telling me to just hang out a little bit and then diamond down into it. And once I got that in, I did it for 20 some odd laps, 30 laps in practice. Definitely got more comfortable. But like I said, I still was anxious and nervous about it stage 1, but once I just kept doing it, everybody was running the similar line in stage 1. By the time I hit stage 2, I said, okay, I think I've got this down, and it felt better. And just like you said, I wanted to hate Dover so much, but after running it, I go, why did I hate this so much? After I did it, it wasn't that bad.
No, it's just kind of one of those tracks where you don't think you're going to do well, or you're just going to hate it, and then it doesn't turn out to be so bad.
I kind of was hoping when our power came back on, I was like, son of a bitch, that means we got to go practice and we're going to race tonight. So I wouldn't have minded missing Dover, but I'm happy that it did come back on. And a race that I will not be scared of for next season, or a track that I won't be scared of, unless I'm racing near Corey. So
Dolphins gotta stop playing at fucking 4 o'clock.
Oh, stop playing on the Dolphins. They've been playing like shit for 5 years.
Interrupt my practice time.
Reasons to hate Dover, parentheses, see Corey's race, end parentheses. Don't look at me. Dave Seats wrote it.
I liked you, Dave Seats. I really did. Dave Seats is banned from Shop Talk.
So, Phillip, I'm not quite sure. Are you on a team? Do you have other teammates?
Nope. Just me.
flying
That's why it
solo?
says. That's why my team name is Lone Dutchman Racing.
Aww.
Are you
So,
Dutch?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Van Vleet, come on.
Oh yeah. I'm part Dutch. My grandparents came over from the Netherlands. I actually got the Netherlands soccer tattoo. They are
Oh.
soccer
Also,
player,
why
yeah.
Savage
Cool.
Edge is a lion, so, I mean, our company logo.
Yeah, I always follow the Netherlands female soccer team. So, yeah, they always look good in orange.
Yeah, I got a bunch of their soccer jerseys too.
Yep.
But, yeah, they kind of fell off after Van Persie and Snyder stopped playing.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, as we can see with the Dolphins, other sports, obviously football.
Let's talk about Dolphins.
Well, we don't have to just talk about the Dolphins, but other
Why?
sports, other hobbies, interests, stuff like that.
Okay, favorite teams. Basketball. I don't follow basketball.
Nah, it's
So
boring on
just
TV
don't.
too.
Never have. Now, my sons played basketball in high school, but other than that, nah, not a big basketball fan. Hockey, it's got to be the Red Wings. So,
Oh, I worked at the Hurricanes Arena for quite a few years when I lived in North Carolina, and I was a Rangers fan growing up, but after working for that program, they were spectacular to all of their employees, treated them like gold, and wonderful place to work. So I love hockey. I've been a Hurricanes fan since, and was able to, I worked in the sweets kitchen cooking all the hot food, and we had hosted the All-Star game that year, which was an amazing event just to meet all the different players and all the famous people and everybody, and just wonderful team, but all of them are fun to watch. So we just don't go to Sabres games because they're awful, even though they're so close.
I mean, yeah, the Sabres are kind of, I guess, my team, but yeah, they haven't been good.
what about baseball? Baseball.
I used to watch a lot of the Yankees because I live so close to them in Jersey. The new stadium was gorgeous when it first came out. I went to a couple games. I haven't been in years. Great to go to in person. Can't watch it on TV. Just bores me. In person, love going to the Yankees games.
Right.
Hate Boston, but love them.
Yeah, always been a Cardinals fan. Way back when I first started Little League Baseball, I was like 8 years old. First team was the Cardinals. So I've liked them ever since. So
I was in,
but
my Little League team was the Cards too.
So, and I actually had the opportunity because when I finished high school, I went down to University of Missouri at St. Louis, and so I spent 2 years down there, and so I was able to go to Busch Stadium quite a few times. So it's just down around the corner.
Nice.
I was gonna say that TBB. I saw a meme this morning that Justin Tucker's kick outplayed the Bears offense by like 19 yards.
Yeah, there was some history that was made, and even more could have been made yesterday. You said, he had a 66-yard field goal, and there was a 68-yard attempt, but that got missed. But there were some impressive games yesterday.
Yeah, except for the Bears offense.
NASCAR, favorite driver, favorite team.
Currently, to be honest with you, I don't like a lot of the punk kids that are there. That's what I'm going to say about that. Old school, Bill Elliott. It's always been my favorite.
Oh yeah,
So.
Awesome Bill from Dawsonville.
Yep. Man, I'm not really following anybody currently in NASCAR. I don't know. I don't like the attitudes of some of the guys.
I agree with that. I mean, I fell in line now with Truex because I was always a Junior fan, and I know Truex worked with Junior a lot. I mean, he slept on his couch and everything while he was young and getting up and rolling. So, he's a good guy. Yeah. He's a good guy, and their charity and everything. Yeah. He earns all of his wins. He's not really a dirty driver or anything. I really wish he could have had a better finish at Daytona when we were down there. But Yeah, I get what you're saying about some of that. Like, the Xfinity is fun to watch, too, but, like, you know, Noah, can't stand watching him, can't stand his commercials when they're on. Like, some of the younger drivers just piss me off because it's almost like they're very cocky about it, and you didn't see that back in the day with younger drivers in NASCAR. They were very humble and kind of kept their mouths shut and just raced along with the veterans.
Yeah, well, I consider that because I'm old school, and I don't know. They kind of rub me the wrong way sometimes. So.
I like Corey's dad has always been like a Mark Martin fan.
Yeah,
and
he loved
Mark
Martin.
I loved him.
I actually,
I missed him.
it was funny because we used to go to the Glen when I was younger, and we went to go to Mark Martin was signing autographs. So we were standing in line, and all of a sudden you see these couple guys walk over as Mark Martin. Well, Mark Martin's a small guy. I think I was like 10 or 11 at the time, and I think I was towering over him. But
yeah, he's short.
He had to go down this like big ass ditch to get to the side. My dad helped him cross the ditch. Oh, it was my dad's favorite thing. And also another fun fact.
Oh, the phone call?
Yeah, so
I can't.
My parents had the NASCAR calendars back in the day that
landlines
told you all the drivers' birthdays. So my mom called information, looked up Mark Martin because it says where they're from. She actually called him, talked to Mark Martin. He answered the phone. And she said, oh, we just want to call and wish you a happy birthday.
Didn't they call like 2 or 3 Mark Martin?
No, that was the only one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it tells you right in the town that they live in. So she just called information, got his phone number, called up Mark Martin, and chatted with him.
Only his mom would do that.
Yeah, I watched him race way back in the day quite a few times at our local tracks. So, because I'm real close to, we've got Galesburg Speedway, we've got Kalamazoo Speedway, and Berlin Speedway, which is not very far away from me also. So I've watched him quite a few times. A lot of those short track guys that used to race back then.
Yeah,
Rusty Wallace, all those guys.
Stand-up guy, very good, very nice guy. I don't think I've ever met anybody in my life that ever said that he didn't like him.
Stat says Mark Martin is like 5'3".
Yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah,
I can believe it.
He's definitely tiny.
So, do you have any other sports other than that? Any like weird little hobbies or anything interesting like that? Anything we can make names or jokes about?
Thank you, Derek. That was an awesome story.
No, not really. I'll go out and hack around on the golf course a bit.
Yeah, golf's boring.
Yeah, it is, but
you gonna get in
it gets me out.
2K21? You play that?
Yeah, I actually just downloaded it. Played a couple of games. I thought I had actually responded to that invite you sent me.
Yeah. You're in there. I was just wondering if you got it going and all that. We gotta wait on.
Yeah, I just downloaded a couple of days ago, 2 or 3 days ago. So
nice.
Yeah, I've been hacking around on the course a little bit.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun little community that we're gonna build up there because I do the arcade golf show and all that, and I think you've seen some of the stuff. One of the guys in the community showed me how to video capture right from the thing, so I was playing some live streaming. I was like, man, this is awesome. Like, I'm gonna play this nonstop now.
Derek wants to know when the first tournament's gonna be.
I don't know, Derek. I'm still in chats with Ty. He's trying to figure stuff out because Ty's gonna be the admin of the 2K21 because I don't know how to set this shit up. I looked at it the one night. I was like, I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, I was curious on what the settings and everything were going to be set
Basically,
up.
It'll be you'll have a week to play 4 rounds. Is going to be how the tournaments go, and then on our leader.
What about difficulty and stuff like that?
He's trying to figure that out. He said because he asked if most people were new at it. I said Amanda wants to get in. I was like, yeah, I'm new at it. I'm like, Amanda's new at it. I'm like, I think a lot of people are. So we'll tweak it throughout the thing.
Sure. Cool. Sounds like a good time. We'll see.
Dave Cease wants to know how many people
Dave
you're going to
Cease.
hit with golf balls.
Dave Cease double banned from Shop Talk.
That's funny.
That's funny.
So I've never noticed what make car do you drive, and is it for any reason? Do you love it, or is it just like, oh, I'm going to pick this car?
Anything but a Toyota or a Chevy.
Oh.
If there was a Mopar there,
race day, Amanda.
if there was a Mopar racing, I'd be, ASRL, I've got a car. I know it's a Chevy, but it's painted like a Dodge. So I'm a Mopar guy from way back. I've always owned Mopars. So my very first car was a '66 Barracuda. So.
Oh, nice.
What do you drive
But
now?
right now I have a 2017 Ram 1500. It's a Sublime Green.
Oh.
They only made 3,000 of them.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
In that paint color, 2017.
Do you have a Kool-Aid
So.
sticker on it? That would be
Nope,
awesome if you
nope.
had a Kool-Aid sticker.
I
on
am.
that.
I've restored cars quite a bit, old cars and stuff. Right now I'm working on a 1952 Dodge Business Coupe. So that'll be like a street rod type vehicle. So
You're like a jack of all
Right.
trades. You do all sorts of fun stuff.
Jack all trades, master of none.
At least you
So.
dabble. So
Hey,
commitment.
that's exactly what I call everything I do is I dabble in
Yeah.
everything. So hey, as long as I'm having fun, I'll try it once, twice if I'm having fun. So
That's what she said.
Yep, exactly. Well.
Well,
Yep.
Jack, here's the deal. I'm the best
Just
there
like
is,
the
plain
page.
simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss
Ian.
excellence.
Ian.
Oh,
Yep.
Mr. Ian.
Oh, so tell us about your trip. You went on a little trip, didn't you?
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Yeah, we took 2 weeks and traveled by motorhome, and I drove almost 3,600 miles.
Ooh.
Wow.
It was pretty windy all the way out and
I
all the
saw
way
that
back.
on Discord,
But
you were updating.
yeah, we took a little trip. Went out to Devil's Tower, then went into Yellowstone, then went up to Great Falls, Montana. The reason why we went there, my wife is into showing dogs
Ooh,
and conformation, agility, you name it, she does it. But
that's neat.
the national specialty for this year for a couple of our dogs was held out there in Great Falls. They move it around the country, so everybody has a chance to go to that. So we decided to drive all the way out there for that. So we incorporated a big trip with it, and so that's what we did.
What dogs does she show? What breed?
Well, we have 6 dogs.
Ooh, we have 3, and I thought that was hectic.
We have 2 of them are Akitas. They're retired. We have 2 Bull Mastiffs. They're retired. And the 2 she's showing now are Norwegian Boo Huns. I don't know if you're familiar
Aren't
what they are.
All big
but-
dogs?
Yeah, those sound like.
Nope. Norwegian Boo Huns are small. They're
Really? Will you
Yeah.
send that to me in a message later so I can
Yep.
Google what they are?
Yep.
Because I know the
I
Mastiffs
will certainly
are
do that.
big, Akitas can get big. I mean, they're mostly fluff from my, if I'm correct, correct me if I'm wrong.
Well,
but-
our male Akita was about 130 pounds,
Our dogs are like 70.
and our male Bull Mastiff, he was about 140 at his prime. So,
Wow.
and they're all grand champions, AKC, UKC. They're all grand champions.
So show dogs and pets at the same time? Are they on the couches?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, they're couch potatoes and show dogs, and yeah, the Bull Mastiff. He thinks he's just a small lap dog, so
How
he'll
big
join
is
you.
he?
He's about 100. Yeah, in his prime, he's about 130 now.
See, I
So-
love watching all those, the dog shows themselves, because dogs are beautiful. My favorite dog, personally, is a German Short-Haired Pointer, and I love my pit bull mutt and everything, but I'm in love with German Short-Haired Pointers. He thinks they're ugly as sin. They're gorgeous, they're just beautiful, sweet dogs, but I love watching the agility shows, because the way they jump and all the different things they can learn. Our dogs, I love them to death, but they're dipshits. They know the basics, and they listen. They're good dogs, but you ask them to do something, and they know how to do it. Like my dog, Lily, she can roll over, shake, all that kind of stuff, and she looks at me like, no, and she walks away. And it's like, it's impressive that they can learn that, but you find out that so many of them, from my understanding, are just show dogs, and then they just do their own thing. But when I find out that they're pets also, so they're spoiled rotten and get to go prance around and be beautiful and perfect for people, is awesome.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to my wife's webpage that she has for the dogs. So
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. 6 dogs though. That's now. Do you have a big yard, an underground fence, or anything, or a fenced-in yard?
No, it's yeah, we have a privacy fence all the way around in the backyard. We don't have a super big yard, but yeah, it's all right. So.
We spent almost the majority
2
of
days.
Friday afternoon and all day Saturday redoing the entire underground fence for our about 1,000 feet for our 3 dogs, because it's been broken for about 2 months, but the Australian Shepherd has slowly learned that it wasn't working, and it would be a ton of money to fence in our yard, and I just don't like fences. We have a huge creek, a lot of the front yard, a huge backyard, big gravel driveway, so we did the underground fence. He figured out it's not working. He's an asshole. He likes to terrorize a neighbor's dog. He's not mean. He's just an asshole and likes to make noise and everything. So he figured out it was broken. So we had to dig a 1,000-foot trench all the way around the yard. We put the wire through
By hand.
By hand. We put it through the PEX tubing so that it wouldn't split, because it's splitting in the winter when it gets freezing cold and breaks. And we think at some point it broke again a few months ago. So we laid that all down, and then we had to go through and push it all in. And amazingly, when you dig a hole, you put something in the hole, there's less fucking dirt to cover the hole with. So then I had to go dig holes for more dirt to fill it in. And it was spectacular Saturday that we were able to just let the dogs out again, because they chase each other around and play and everything. And it was just torture not letting them be able to run around the last few months. So we do the underground fence thing, and the dogs love it, just especially with 6. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have to answer Kyle here. My favorite part, I've been to Yellowstone before. My wife had never been. That was one of her bucket list items. So I've always enjoyed Grand Prism. Guys are there. And she really enjoyed that. Old Faithful, she got some really good shots of that when it went off. And what was funny, we drive all these hundreds of miles to this place and 4 days of traveling and what have you before we finally get there. We pull in there, walk up to watch Old Faithful go off, and we were there 5 minutes before it went off. 5 minutes. That's all we had to wait, was 5 minutes.
We got 2 days to fill, a day to fill.
So, but we were spending time everywhere. Yeah. Kyle hooked us up with a place, Chico Springs, Hot Springs. Man, I tell you what, we really used that. That was enjoyable after driving for 2 days in the wind. So he hooked us up with a place out there. So mentioned it, and it was just down the road from us where we were staying at the KOA. So
is it like a hot spring you get in and stuff?
Oh yeah, yeah,
oh, nice.
Sure is.
Are you a Bermuda shorts kind of guy or a Speedo kind of guy?
No Speedo.
Okay. Is it a Kool-Aid Speedo?
No, but
it says, "Oh yeah," on the back.
Yeah, my wife did say she was going to get me a pair of Bermuda shorts for that said Kool-Aid on them, so I could wear them around the house. So.
If you get them, you've got to have a picture.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Made it that for a personal collection.
No, it's great that you guys had fun, and that it was a safe vacation, because it can't.
Oh yeah, it was a great trip.
Hectic
great
and
trip.
Everything driving that far, so that's good that you had fun.
Yep. It was a real good trip. Sunny most every day. Now, what was funny is when we went to Yellowstone. 2 days later, well, it was 68 degrees when we were there and sunny. 2 days later, they had snow on the ground.
Oh,
really?
Yep.
And then 2 days later, it was like 68 degrees again. So, but yeah, it was a great trip. Sunny every day until we got back to Michigan. Ran into rain as soon as we got back into the state of Michigan. Unbelievable. So, but anyway, yeah, it was a great trip. I thoroughly enjoyed it. That was a lot of miles to drive in a motorhome, but the wife wasn't too. She's comfortable driving a motorhome, but it was pretty high wind, so I said, well, I'm just going to take it and go.
Yeah. Better be safe than sorry.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, we bought our old junky 87 RV out there, and we're going to get that up and rolling. And we wanted a project one, and we're going to make the inside the way we want. We knew we were going to end up gutting it. Yeah, it's a Ford. We knew we were going to end up gutting it. There's a few odds and ends they got to get done. They just did the brakes and everything. So ours are mainly going to be for simple trips, like going and staying the night, maybe Watkins Glen, different races, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Someday, hopefully, we can do like a BPL tour and come knock on people's doors and be like, hey, guys, what's going on?
We're doing Shop Talk tonight.
Exactly. But I kind of fought it for a while. He's been bugging me for years for an RV, but we finally found the right one. We wanted one, a small, 26 foot?
Yeah, it's 26 foot.
Yeah, because we wanted one that we could tow a trailer with our side-by-side, but we also wanted one that had a bed in the back because I didn't want to
Yeah, a
sleep
lot of
in
them
one
are just
weird
the
things.
cab overs that
So we
have
found
the bed
it.
over there.
It definitely needs some work on the inside, but the plus of that is we make it the way we want. So I said new toilet immediately. I want that toilet gone and
the
new
thing only
mattress.
sits like that high off the ground.
Right.
Yeah, we'll have to come out and then hang out and maybe do a little trip with you guys or something. We were joking around about doing a little convoy or something like that, getting a few people together and going. I've always wanted to do one of those cross-country trips because I am a tourist sightseer. I want to see like the biggest chair, biggest ball of yarn, like all that stupid stuff and take pictures.
Yeah.
So that would be awesome.
Ty, Battle Creek. That's where I'm at, Battle Creek.
Yeah, Ty, pay attention to the show.
Ty didn't pay attention that it wasn't over with last night.
Yeah,
so
I was just going to say you didn't pay attention last
Ty,
night.
You guys start paying attention.
Don't let Corey drive. He only gets the straightaways with like 4 lanes, Dave. It's
Watch out on the turns. I'm coming up.
Derek found it funny. He's not allowed to switch lanes. He has to stay in the right lane the entire time. Actually, no, I don't even like that because even when he's in his truck, I'm like, hey, there's a car trying to merge. He's like, fuck them. I'm like, they're trying to merge. Move over.
Well, there's etiquette when you merge. Get up to speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
They aren't going fast?
So,
How do you like your governor?
How do you like
What?
your governor?
The Wicked Witch of the North? Does that answer your question?
Oh, man.
Mark, we don't discuss politics here on Shop Talk.
Yeah, we lost a bad one and got another bad one, so they're like, we don't like you anymore, get out, but let's bring in this piece of shit. So
Big tits. Oh, shit.
now Ty's paying attention.
Yeah. Glad you can pay attention to the conversation, Ty.
Ty, you're supposed to be working on setting up the golf game.
I think I might have I don't see a message from him on my Discord. Ty, you slacking? Give you power and you just sit around?
Man.
So what got you into being a Dolphins fan?
Yeah.
What got me into being Dolphins fan? I caught a game. I'm trying to remember where it was at. It's been so long ago. But I think I was at my grandparents' house at the time, and for some reason, and then this would have been down in Florida. And I watched the game, and I don't know. Something just clicked with me, and I decided to start watching them any chance I got, and then they went undefeated, and of course it just went from there. So, I always liked them. I always liked Don Shula.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've just always been a Dolphins fan.
Yeah, that's kind of like we were talking about earlier. We went, if anybody doesn't know, me and Amanda went to the Dolphins game, what was it, last year or 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah.
Civil War.
COVID was last year. We went to the game down, the Patriots game down in Miami, and we were there during the Miami Miracle when we won with no time left on the clock. And like Amanda said, I had a couple beers in me, and I was a little upset because I thought Tom Brady was going to beat us. And I was like, well, let's go. I'm like, let's go hang out in the parking lot, have some more beers. I'm like, this game's over. She's like, well, let's just sit here and wait it out. I'm like, all right. And then that happens. I was like, holy shit, did we just score? And the place just went nuts. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And the worst part is, my cousin texts me after. He's like, so that just ruined every Dolphins game you were going to go to from now on. I was like, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm like, unless they win the Super Bowl and I'm at that one, that's be the only thing that can top that game.
True.
Yeah, my dad was a Dolphins fan, so I grew up being a Dolphins fan, and that's how I got into it. Like, I think we've mentioned before that we have a black lab. His name's Zonka.
Sure.
Talking about the black lab, I just ran inside to use the restroom, and all 3 dogs just tried to fight me out the door, and I go wait a little bit longer because they think that they're missing everything in the world while we're out here. But too many wires and stuff, they'll trip over it. So I missed the Dolphins conversation, but I've always been a Giants fan, so it's not like our team's doing any better than you guys. So.
Mark
thinks I'm old, I guess.
Aw.
Derek wants to know if that's a ThinkPad. I think it
is. It is a ThinkPad. I love this computer. It's very nice. I worked for Lenovo for a long time when I was in North Carolina as well, when I also worked at the hockey arena. I moonlighted at the hockey arena for every event, NC State and the Hurricanes, and then we did all the concerts and everything, 5-6 nights a week. And then I was the executive chef for Lenovo, their corporate dining facility. We fed like 3,000 people a day, breakfast and lunch. So I'd get up at 5 a.m., get to Lenovo at 5:30, work till like 2 or 3, go to the hockey arena at 4, work till 10 or 11, depending on what event was that night. It was just nonstop, and then I met this one and just started drinking a lot. But I had to quit one of the jobs so I could drink and hang out.
Drinking a lot.
But what I loved about Lenovo was it was the research and development center down in Raleigh. We had 3 gigantic buildings, and they would make up these computers and design them and all that stuff. And then they go, okay, we're done with this, these 500 computers. Go give them to the random employees that aren't part of actual Lenovo. And they would come down to the kitchen and give us all these free tablets and computers and all that stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh. So, like, we would get these computers before they even hit the market. And, like, I don't know anything about computers. And I just fell in love with Lenovo because they were so easy to work with, and the computers are they're lightweight. Like, his computer is like 1,000 pounds. It's like the first one ever made, even though it's brand new. It's lightweight.
Thing's awesome.
I love that they flipped my old job. I lived on my computer. I had to carry it like 12 hours a day, and I always would go. We had to buy our own laptops for my old job, but I'd go through a laptop once a year, like, because it would just get used and abused, and I will only buy Lenovo products. They're so nice to work with. They're easy. It's just a good company, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's my wife has a Lenovo tablet, so she bought that last year. It's been great for her. Everything she does.
Yeah, it's touchscreen. It's wonderful. It's easy. The programs are easy. The warranty, the way they handle it is spectacular. I've sent this out, like, I mash my buttons down all the time. I break buttons, I send it out, boom, it's gone for maybe a week. She shakes her computer when I do. I shake a computer like an Etch-a-Sketch, and my phone too. Like, if it's not working, I shake it, and he gets mad at me. I'm like, if you shake it, it'll start working. And he says, it doesn't work that way. I'm like, well, it does for me, and it does with Lenovo. So they're great products, and, like, I sound like a Lenovo sales rep, but like, no joke, I've sent it to them a couple times, and I get it back within like 2 weeks, and, like, their warranty people are in fucking Texas, so
Dave's always on fire in chat.
Because I know, that's why I fought for Dave to come on for so long. I'm like, come on, Dave. Threw it at Corey. I definitely, I love that you have been at your job for 20 years. I'm one of those people that commend people who have been at a workplace for a long time. My last job, I was there for 8 years. The only reason I left, it was spectacular money, but it was stressful and very long hours. That's why I fought doing iRacing for years. I was working Sunday through Friday. I had Saturdays off. That was pretty much it. But everybody who's been there, you know, when I got interviewed, I started asking people, how long you been here? How long you been here? Because my dad always said that's your first sign of how a company will take care of you. And everybody said 20, 25, 30 years. And, you know, it's very commendable, again, that you've been there 20 years. You know, I would have stayed at the hockey arena. I never would have left North Carolina and moved up here if the hockey arena and the NHL didn't have their freeze. Because there was only like 6 full-time chefs there, and there was, I don't know, a couple hundred of us other chefs and cooks, and they wouldn't sign anybody else on full-time. And I was pretty close to being next in line, because pretty much we'd sit around with our thumbs up our ass in our summer and do like Sesame Street events and stuff. And because of that freeze, they wouldn't hire anybody or roll us over to full-time, and we moved back up to New York, and, you know, things flourished the way that they did, which is spectacular. But you know, I loved working for Lenovo, loved working for the Hurricanes, great team. Sucks that a lot of those players those few years I was there spread out. A couple ended up on the Sabres team. It's pretty gross, but do you have a favorite hockey player? I did want to ask that.
Favorite hockey player? I would say Konstantinov from way back.
Yeah.
One of the 5 Russians. So
Russians are spectacular at hockey, so come on.
Iserman, you know, all those guys. Darren McCarty. I ran a paint scheme in ASRL with him on it. All the blood, because he was a hitter, just like
he was a goon.
Probert was, and everything else. So, but yeah, Darren McCarty. So I always liked the payback game against the Avalanche. Fedorov was good. Yep, Fedorov.
I like
Konstantinov,
watching the young ones come up. Like when I was at the Hurricanes, Skinner had just really started getting popular and everything, and he was a baby then. And watching these young kids go up against guys, you know, of different ages that pretty much beat the hell out of them on the ice to kind of teach them the lesson. It's probably my favorite sport next to football.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the best team ever was NHL '94, the Chicago Blackhawks. You had Roenick, you had I don't remember who else was on there, but I remember I always played them when I would play NHL '94.
Sure.
That's how I learned my hockey, guys, is I play NHL and then I watch some hockey games. I'm like, hey, I know that guy.
Yep. There you go.
When I worked at the arena, even right afterwards, we always got 4 free tickets. Any chef got 4 free tickets to the game. And so they honored it when I left kind of mid-season that year because Lenovo made me sign a non-compete and I couldn't work there anymore when I became executive chef. Yada, yada, yada. So I was like, okay, cool. So took him and one of his best friends, Scott, and his wife to a Sabres game against the Hurricanes. And he liked dogs. So we went there and it was hilarious.
That's bad. That's bad. That's bad.
But we were walking through the parking lot to go into the game after tailgating for hours, and somebody threw a beer bottle and it shattered or something like that. And you see this poor security guard, janitor, or whatever, cleaning it up next to a urinal. And what did the guy say? He looked over and...
Oh, he's like... No, he was cleaning it up, and my buddy, he's a diehard Sabres fan. We would go to all the games, and he grew up in Buffalo. He just walked by and looked at me. He's like, he's all decked out in Sabres shirts. He's like, fucking Sabres fans. Just keep walking.
Corey, you said you were a bartender there before we met, right? Didn't they used to have team meetings and tell you to not serve them too much?
They had a meeting where they're like, if any of the Sabres fans look too drunk, like, stop serving them. Well, underneath my uniform, I was wearing a Sabres thermal shirt. So I was like, I'm going to serve them more.
I never realized this. So when I worked there, and just little fun tidbits about stuff, I never knew it prior to it. But when I was there was a double header one day. It was NC State and the Hurricanes playing in the same day. And so in between, like, cooking and everything from the suites, I wandered into an empty suite, and I'm standing there looking down at the ice, and they're trying to flip from They had the NC State game earlier in the day at like noon. They're literally like 60, 70 people run on the ice as soon as they clear everything, or run onto the fucking floor, and they're trying to pull all the wood planks up in sections and get it reglazed and set up for the actual hockey game that night. And the executive chef walked up, and I'm like, wow, they are hauling ass. They got plenty of time before the game. He goes, do you know how much money they get fined from the NHL if they're not ready in time? And I forget the number. It was definitely in the six figures, but the arena would have been fined so much money per, I think it was 15-minute block that the ice couldn't get up and rolling and get to the right temperature.
I'm drinking Bud Light, Derek. I'm drinking Blue Light.
But it was pretty impressive just standing there watching these people. It was almost like watching a ballet, the way they all gracefully ran around each other and prepped it for the hockey game that night. It was magnificent to watch.
So, Phillip, are you looking forward to Daytona next week in the Super Speedway? I heard Paulson's probably going to take out the whole field.
Well, as long as I don't start around Corey.
Well, I'm awesome at Super Speedways.
Not you. The other one.
Oh, yeah. He gets nervous.
Since he took me out in the ASRL on the very first lap.
We were in that race.
So
we raced Daytona with him.
I don't remember the first lap.
Because isn't that where, Aaron got taken out, right?
Because I started on the pole, and then I got knocked down to the apron right there at the start before we even got back to the completing one lap. So I got knocked down to the apron and I faded back. So
was that the one Aaron was running up front and then he got taken out?
I don't remember.
Might have been. Took out the whole
field.
Anyway,
that was the race that only like 2 or 3 guys finished at the end. That particular race, so it was way back. That was in the trucks.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't in that one.
I hate the trucks.
Yeah.
I love Daytona, though.
Daytona, I enjoy it. I like super speedway racing, so I like. It can get pretty intense at times, but I enjoy that. I like running close quarters like that.
If you gotta get somebody to pit with and everything, or line up with us. We've all adjusted your driving.
We'll talk after.
We make sure Corey's in the front, Corey and Aaron, so if they get a little hectic, we can all kind of back up and jump in the
I've always been a better pusher than a puller, so let's put it that way. So
I like it
right in the middle. Someone will try to pit from the second or third lane, I would say.
There you go.
Yeah. Yep.
Pitting.
No, I love Daytona. Any of those tracks, I like. I like to be in the front, but I still get nervous. Aaron has actually taught me very well. He can tell when I'm staring at the back of a bumper, and he'll yell at me in TeamSpeak without even asking. Like, he knows. He's like, stop staring at the back of the bumper, because he's been teaching me to look at that line further up from the cars, and it's helping me hold it straighter, because I watch that bumper and they swing out, I swing out, and he can tell. So I've been practicing that a lot. So I'm very comfortable in the middle. Not a huge fan of running in the back of the line in a pack, even though it did help me in Talladega where I was able to save my gas. But I'm going to do, knock on wood, and I'm not going to wreck anybody, but I'm going to do everything I can, because that is my only chance of ever probably winning a race is Daytona, Talladega,
Dave,
or
he was probably on McDonald's Wi-Fi at that point. That's why he disappeared.
Yeah, it should be a fun race. It should be a fun race next week. So
it is.
I'm looking forward.
That's one that basically anybody has a shot to get in for the playoffs, and
it's pretty much who can save their car and get around the wreck.
Yeah,
I'm very good at holding my car
in the back. I want to be up front.
I didn't look at. Well, it's not out yet, right? The stages or anything. I didn't look at the stages.
You don't even need to practice.
I still like
you just show up.
Dave Seats, I'm going to live in the back. I have not finished a plate race in BPL with a whole car. Aw.
Well, then don't hang out in the back. You gotta be up front. That's where all the action's
that's
at,
the
Dave.
one thing though that I do want to practice again. Where he's like, you don't need to practice. I'm like, I like jumping into 3 to 6 because when I see the other guys jumping down into the pits, I want to chase them in because I got stuck on the last plate race running behind a group that I don't usually run with. And these motherfuckers, I get it because they were all on the same team. There was like a gaggle of 6 or 7 of them. And I'm like, oh, these fuckers are going to pit soon because I'm down to nothing. They got to pit. And I just saw them all try to abandon me immediately. I'm like, oh, fuck you guys. And I quickly ducked down with them. I was more proud of the fact that I got on pit road with them and got off pit road with them. I lost them anyways because I was too scared to go full bore on new tires. But I was excited that I got in the pit road, held my speed with everything, and jumped out right at the tail end of them. But that's still one of those things that I want to practice a little bit more before it. Is if you get stuck out there with a group of guys that you're not used to pitting with, you know, how do they pit? How do they drive in? Do they go in hard? Do they go, you know, they all fucking scatter and then try to get in a single line when they get there? That's the part that I'm not a fan of, is the scattering.
Right.
So.
Yeah, Dave, I'm going to qualify behind you. I'm going to push you to the front. I'm just going to lock on your bumper and follow you wherever you go, push you right to the front.
So does anybody in chat have any questions for Mr. Phillip? I'm sure you don't have it for us because we're ridiculous, but anybody in chat have any fun questions? Anything you want to know? It takes them a while to type, so sometimes we gotta wait a minute. We should have like the Jeopardy sound on the hot
Yeah, there you go. Yep. Just not the same without Alex there anymore. No.
Alex? Oh, Jeopardy, yeah. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I caught you, didn't I?
I know.
I kind of got it, Dave. Don't you be bringing that up in public.
What's the promo code for cheaper Kool-Aid?
Phillip 89.
Yeah. Promo code is you suck.
Don't drive near me, Derek.
Yeah.
What's that deal with that number 24? Oh, with his tongue? We noticed that the week before.
Oh,
they're
Cody,
picking
the
on
way
him.
he like
Cody.
bites his tongue and stick his. I'm like,
I was
what
like,
is
he's
he
the
doing?
Jordan of iRacing.
He's still doing it. I'm like, is his screen frozen?
Constantly doing it. I couldn't believe it when I was watching the stream, and I was really.
Yep.
How can
Cody
you do
Moore,
that?
the Jordan of iRacing.
Yeah. But, oh well. All kidding aside, I like Corey. We've, had our little incidences, but we laugh about it. So that's all you can do. So
pretty much, I think.
I forgot who put up the goat meme one, but that one was good. The goat fucking licking all over. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to the driving style thing again, because definitely with the fun races at the beginning, during the off season, it helped me learn people's driving styles pretty quickly. So no matter what, you can't avoid certain things, but once you know how and when to race somebody a certain way, it definitely helps out. And there's the group that you just say, fuck it, just go around me. So
yep.
And I hope we're doing those again. I would assume so. I don't know if Mark's still in here. Mark, are we still going to be doing fun races during the off season and everything? Because
it's called. We're gonna bring back the recruitment entry league. Races
but the fun races on Sunday nights were still, unless everybody's going to just get into that as the entry.
Yeah.
So
that's what we're planning on doing for the off season. Get new guys in, get the entry league going, start it in the off season, because then a lot of guys, obviously, they'll be missing races, so they'll jump in. So we'll have bigger car counts and get some new guys in here.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's what needs to happen. Is we got to get some, a higher car count and maybe running. I don't know, at what time are you thinking about running?
Me and Aaron are going to discuss that. That's kind of why we put it on hold right now, because we're doing like 5 people
in a race. Nice out in the summer, at least in the winter. It's cold.
During the summer when it's 85 out. I mean, we're in upstate New York.
Yep.
We'll get a lot of 85-degree days, so we want to hang out. So, and I got a lot of stuff I got to get done before winter time. So I was like, let's put on hold till the off season. We'll get
Right.
We'll set a time. We might even do it the Sunday night or whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Or Saturday night later. I don't know. We still have to talk about that. But yeah,
Right.
get that going. Then I'm sure a lot of the guys from the league will actually jump in because we'll actually be off. So
I'm gonna
they really
Sure.
have nothing to do.
set up a system as well where I do weekly posts in the other iRacing pages that allow, promotions for leagues and everything.
Right.
And pushing for entry. Because there's a few that have already sent messages. We don't want that stuff on here. Okay, understandable. But there's other ones that say, we really want you guys promoting your leagues and talking to us, yada, yada, yada. So
Right.
I'm going to find those pages and have them saved so I can really push. And we've had a few random people each week that were jumping into the entry league. But,
Right.
some of them were petty. One person said, oh, what do you mean they're fixed? I want open. And who the hell wants an open setup? Like, okay, he disconnected. Another one was upset that it was a $35 charter fee. Like, it's $35 for the entire year. You get a long season. So you find those few gems, like, hidden in there, and it could just keep growing. BPL, where we find those people who don't disconnect, they race clean, they have fun, and they got cool paint schemes like Kool-Aid, and so. But I
They're
think a lot of
Dolphins
it,
fans.
a lot of it was the
I
summertime.
knew that before. He'd automatically be in.
Like when people have family and kids and stuff like that, they've got priorities, and I'd rather somebody care about their family life and have that as their excuse than them just being lazy or not being able to afford a $35 charter fee from a February to December league. So
Right. Yeah.
But that's
Cool.
I did enjoy the off-season stuff because it got me even more excited because I had only run officials. So I'm like, I love it, but at the same time, this sucks because they're all a bunch of
That's when
dickheads.
he just started his off season.
Yeah, I was able to get in, and it was so great to run with the same group of guys every week and not have, 5 officials in one day where they're all different. You don't have any idea or know what anybody's thinking when they're driving. I can literally look at the back of a car right now and go, I know what they're going to do. I know what they're going to do, and this is what I'm going to do because of what they're going to do.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what happens when you run with the same group of people all the time. You understand everybody's habits.
Yep.
That's
And
why I like
tendencies
DSLF.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you ready to wrap this up? What, 9:30?
These guys are all lazy in chat. Nobody had any
everybody's going to bed.
fun questions or anything like that.
Well, we answered some questions on the way through.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
But
All right. It was
all
a
good.
great show. Everybody
Yeah.
contributed. Dave Seeps is on fire tonight. Good job, Dave Seeps.
Always.
You're still double banned from Shop Talk.
The best way to look at officials, just assume 75% of them are Derek and Corey, and you know how to race them. That is
There you go.
the best advice I have gotten
Yep.
about officials since I've started racing.
Fuck
And
you,
let's
Dave
throw
Seeps.
Ty in there. Ty not knowing when the race ends. We're going to go all 3 of them. We're going to go for the hat trick right there.
Yeah,
Ty,
Dave Seeps
Derek,
just
and
busted my
Corey.
ass tonight.
thanks, John. I greatly appreciate it, John. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, John, Dave, Derek, Ty, Mark. Who else do we have in here?
Yeah, I had a blast. Thanks for having me
yeah,
on.
you came
No problem.
on.
Next week we have, well, depending on his situation, because he's got a baby on the way, Kyle Wellman will be joining us next week.
Oh, his baby's very close to being due.
Yeah, so it's hit or miss if Kyle will be in next week. Then I think I talked to Terry about this, and I think Ian was supposed to come on the 11th, but who knows what Ian's doing nowadays. I think he's watching, but he can join in. But we're going to have Shop Talk Open House.
What is it?
The 11th, right after Darlington, right before the playoffs. After the last race before the playoffs, we're going to have... no, we're not doing this. We already had you guys on Speed Mafia. Oh, you got to come on John Perkins, too.
Yeah, we haven't had John
But
on.
we're going to do an open house where anybody that wants to come on, you're more than welcome to come on. We'll have the whole Discord. I'll have the whole Discord set up so
We
you guys...
can mute all of you at once if everybody starts yelling like
yeah,
crazy
I won't be
soccer
talking
moms.
too much. I'll be fucking concentrating on controlling you animals.
You're muted, and you're muted, and you're muted.
But yeah, I think that'd be fun as hell. Just anybody that wants to come on, I'll have the whole screen up. I'll figure out a different system for doing all of it. And yeah, anybody that wants to come on, just come on, and we'll just talk about the playoffs that are going to happen right after Darlington. So that'll be fun, and what people are expecting, and maybe some people talk shit. I don't know. Probably.
It'll be a hash it out Jerry Springer kind of event. That'll be awesome. We'll have Aaron over there.
Derek's coming out from out of town. He's gonna be on vacation.
But I want to have Aaron with his bouncer shirt on in the corner yelling at people like a bouncer at a bar.
There you go. That'll work.
I'll just be sitting there. Stop saying that. Just mute. Okay, you can talk. No, you said something stupid. Mute. Okay, you're gonna be like
good old South Park.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yes, that's
you're
exactly
muted.
where we got it. And you're all muted. Bam.
Are you guys done? I'll unmute you.
Derek, just so you know, that is going to. If we're gonna try, we understand if people have to work like the night shift or very early in the morning, but that is hopefully going to be a requirement that everybody has to have a cocktail or get drunk and be on there at the same time.
Yeah, it'll be a big drinking night. I'm sure Chris will join in, and Rick, and all of them too. So like I said, it's gonna be an open invitation to anybody that wants to get on. I'll throw it up in Discord too, the invite for Shop Talk right before that. And yeah, it's gonna be hectic. I can't wait
send
for
a
it.
reminder out in Discord because it gets a little hectic and stuff. We'll send a reminder out a couple days in advance so everybody knows.
I'm saying the show's gonna be hectic.
No, I know, but everybody has hectic lives. We'll send a reminder.
It's gonna be a total shit show, and I can't wait for it. But
should be a blast.
Dalton's gonna drink milk, Mark says. He's gonna call it a white Russian.
Yes, Ty. Also, I put up the link. I think the link's still good. If anybody's interested in playing some PGA 2K21, join the golf community. I do the shows Tuesday night. Check out the shows. They're fun as hell. We're starting to ramp those things back up in season 2. I got different camera angles. I have my buddy Rob as the co-host.
There's a shot wheel.
Yeah, we have a shot wheel of death, and we play shots of the week. And so basically why I wanted to start that is getting because we do the arcade version of the PGA Tour. So I wanted to get in the 2K21 in, so recap those leaderboards and all that. So it's a fun show, and I hope all you guys can join that. Love joining the golf thing. Join the golf society. Ty says I still haven't joined yet. I see you put something up in there. I gotta join it. But thank you again, Phillip, for joining us.
Yep.
And
thank you.
It was fun. It was fun. Had a blast.
We'll talk after the show about maybe Daytona strategies. So
okay.
So thanks everybody for tuning in tonight and joining in chat. It's been a fun night. Dave Seeds, you win MVP of the night.
Always MVP commenter of the night.
Thanks, Dave.
So make sure everybody...
Happy birthday. Yeah. Just so everybody knows, I'm 61 today.
Oh,
so.
Yeah, nice. Happy birthday, Phillip.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And we will see you guys next week after Daytona, which probably should be a fun-filled episode. We got, hopefully, Kyle Wellman on, and...
hopefully we get Terry and Aaron on here, too, at the same
T&A Motorsports
time.
joins us since... I mean,
it'd be nice to have the whole crew together.
Well, she's an AM, okay. We're not really T&A Motorsports here.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've had everybody on the show.
So
there you go, Dave.
we will see you guys next week, and I think that's it. Watch, if you aren't in the league, make sure you watch Blazing Pedals on Turn 3 Racing Network on Sunday nights at 7. And watch
like their Facebook page.
Yeah, like their YouTube.
And our Facebook page.
Oh yeah, Savage Edge. Yeah. Get some sweet ass t-shirts pedals. Like this. Yeah, Blazing Pedals, all that.
That's where I was going.
Oh. Fuck Blazing Pedals. Go to SavageEdge.com, get yourself a sweet ass t-shirt. We will see you guys next Monday at 8 p.m.
Well, look at me. You're the one who picked the day.
Yeah. See you guys.
Bye, guys.